Hello there everyone, welcome back to another gate ruler video. Now, I thought it would be a good idea to show off some of the decks that I have been testing, and the ones I'm most comfortable with have been Apprentice so far because that is a lot easier to build. Obviously, it's early days, and I, to an extent, don't really know what I'm doing just yet, so we'll stick with the easy stuff for now. So I thought I'd do a little deck profile on my Crimenaut list. I'm pretty happy with it. It performs well. I would say there's a lot of variation, honestly. I don't really think there is an optimal exact list. I think there's a optimal like 40 cards to 45 cards, but there's a good amount of room in there for your own individual interpretation. There's a lot of viability here. So let's just get started, and I'll talk about this. So obviously the ruler is Apprentice. That is kind of necessary for the drive effects. So the first card is going to be the first legend, and let's just do them both now. So that's Invasion Emperor and Koga. If you're not sure why I think these cards are so good, I suggest you check out either my ranking all the legends video or my Crimenaut faction focus more specifically for Invasion Emperor. I think I talk about it more there, but I'll leave a card up there for the ranking all the legends video. I suggest you go watch that. It's I think pretty good. It's sort of representation of a good amount of testing and sort of findings, but yeah, I run both of these two. I think they're both very strong. Yeah, I think we have the counter base to justify running Koga. Okay. Next, we have 4 copies of Malevolous Prime. That's fairly obvious. I'm on TCS, if that wasn't obvious. So yeah, this is a thing. Maybe I shouldn't have used it, but yeah, 4 copies of Malevolous Prime. I think that that needs no explanation. This is a Crimenaut deck. And then we got some zaps. We got 3 zaps, and we'll also do these 3 Schrodingers. So previously I think I said I really think 4 is the way to go, but honestly Zap is such a good card, and when you're running 4 Schrodinger 2 Zap, it's very possible you won't have a good target for Koga. So I think it's worth the trade-off here for that extra Zap. Definitely really, really good. Zap is like the best removal tool in the game, pretty much, that you're reasonably able to run. Some will argue Destiny Sword is better. There's a good argument there, but I think the ability to just board wipe is ridiculous, and this card is so strong against Knight decks in particular, and Knight is... I'm getting better, and my Knight decks are getting better, and that is, I think, becoming more and more of a thing I would rather have. And obviously Schrodinger's cat is very powerful for either multi-heals, effectively using your damage as a toolbox to get out stuff you really need, and yeah, just generically super good. Okay, next, some really obvious ones. 4 copies of Crimenaut base, obviously. 4 copies of 1000-Year Cherry Tree, obviously. 4 copies of Gachi Horror, again, pretty obviously. We'll just go through the staples here. 4 copies of Crystal, and you know, some of them will just go sideways. We don't worry about that. Yeah, I think these are all the fairly obvious staples there. Then we've got Cimmerian here, and I run 4 copies of this. Now, the choice was between this and Razor, or whatever his name is, the one that makes your opponent discard. At the moment, I'm leaning towards this for the raw stats, and because the meta is going to be Apprentice focused at the start, because people are going to find that easy to build, so I figure let's plan for the future. When people are just starting this game, they'll probably care about smashing Apprentice face, in which case this is better. However, as Knight becomes more and more prevalent, I would probably swap over to Razor for that discard. But yeah, double Magic Innovator here. You're not always going to have amazing counter targets in your drop, but you will enough of the time that whenever you see this, this is going to be a really good card to see. So that's some of the more monsters there. Then we have got some Ether Fields, 4 of these here. You really need defense. You need to run defensive options, and so this is basically the best one. Then we've also got some Badmans. Card is very strong. Having a Malevolous Prime in the center and a Bad Man's on the side is really annoying. If your opponent doesn't have a hard destruction tool, which they probably won't, then the Bad Man's is going to soak an attack, and then you're going to have 6 burn damage available on your Malevolous to potentially clear any other attackers, and that can just mean your opponent can't clear your board. It's possible. Very annoying thing when that goes off. And the final few cards, we've got 4 Aburuma here. This is great because it's letting you look for your sets, and obviously there are some very valuable ones with Dowsing Your Cherry Tree, Crimenaut's Base, Zap Zap Zap, Schrodinger's Cat, huge number of very valuable ones. And finally, the last card here. Sorry about the orientation on some of these, pretty a bit weird by the way. It's 4 Haunting, because I really need that level limit of 70. Honestly, I think that's I've made a whole video about why I think 4 Haunting is really good. I'll leave a card up there as well, I guess. But yeah, I think this is super staple. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste any more time. What I'll do is I will chuck up the image of the full list now, and I'd ask you to please leave a like on the video, please subscribe to the channel for more Gate Ruler videos, follow me on Twitter at Academy Aibo if you're interested in that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.